The blue light of a triple monitor setup reflects in the sweat on his forehead. But the millions watching don't see the exhaustion. They see the energy. They see the bark, the backflip, the wide-eyed disbelief that has become a global currency. It's November 2022 in Qatar. The World Cup is a fever dream, and Darren Watkins Jr., known to the digital world as IShowSpeed, is standing in the middle of a chaotic crowd. His camera lends a portal for hundreds of thousands of live viewers. He is screaming for Cristiano Ronaldo. The air is thick with heat and the smell of expensive cologne and stadium dust. Security guards are confused. They are looking for a traditional celebrity, but they are dealing with something more volatile. This is a 19-year-old kid from Cincinnati who has successfully hacked the global attention economy. One moment, he is a blur of kinetic motion. The next, he is being swarmed by fans who treat him not like a creator, but like a glitch in the matrix that they need to touch to believe is real. This is the peak of the speed phenomenon, a high-velocity collision between a teenager's raw obsession and a world that no longer knows where the internet ends and reality begins. The architecture of the bedroom. Before the private jets and the stadiums, there was the silence of a suburban bedroom. It's the part of the story most people skip because it isn't loud. But this is where the pressure started to cook. In the early days, Darren wasn't a superstar. He was just another face in the endless sea of streamers trying to make NBA 2K gameplay interesting. But there was a frequency he hit that others couldn't reach. It wasn't just gaming. It was performance art fueled by a desperate, borderline frightening need to be seen. He didn't just play the game. He fought it. He barked at the screen. He let his emotions spill over until they became caricatures of themselves. The internet doesn't reward subtlety. It rewards the extreme. Darren figured this out early. He began to lean into the chaos, pushing the boundaries of what a streamer was supposed to be. He wasn't a commentator. He was a human lightning rod. Every time he went too far, every time a clip of him losing, his mind went viral on TikTok. The numbers went up. The dopamine hit of 1,000 WS in the chat became the oxygen he breathed. But there is a psychological cost to building a persona based on 100% intensity. When the red live light is on, you are speed. But when the light goes off, who is left in the room? The transition between the two began to blur. The obsession with growth turned a hobby into a 24-hour surveillance state of his own making. The viral velocity. By 2021, the momentum was a physical force. The clips were everywhere. It was the speed era, short, punchy, chaotic snippets that fit perfectly into the shortening attention spans of a post-pandemic world. He became the face of a new kind of fame, one that is built on unpredictability. The internet is a hungry machine. It demands more, faster, louder. To stay relevant, Speed had to go global. He didn't just stream from his room anymore. He took the circus on the road, from the UK to Japan, from Brazil to Europe. Every stream became a logistical nightmare of screaming fans and police escorts. The psychological pressure of being always on is a unique modern torture. For Speed, there was no off switch. If he walked down a street and wasn't being energetic, he was falling off. If he wasn't screaming, he was boring. He became a prisoner of the very energy that made him a millionaire. He was a kid traveling the world, seeing everything through the 6-inch screen of a smartphone, monitored by an audience that judged his every blink. Then came the backlash, the jokes that went too far, the controversies that sparked cancel threads, the moments where the raw, unedited nature of live streaming revealed the immaturity of a teenager growing up in front of 20 million people. The internet that builds you is the same one that waits for you to slip. He lived in that tension every single day. The fear that one wrong sentence would turn the digital mob against him. The Ethiopian silence. But then, the tour moved to a place that felt different. In the midst of the global whirlwind, Speed arrived in Ethiopia. Usually, a speed stream is a high-speed chase. In Japan, he was chased through the streets. In Brazil, it was a carnival of madness. But Ethiopia offered a different texture. As he moved through the streets of Addis Ababa, the energy shifted from the manic pace of the internet to something grounded in history and hospitality. The cameras were still. There they are always there, but the interaction changed. He wasn't just a meme. He was a guest. In the clips from his time in Ethiopia, you see a version of Darren that is momentarily stripped of the speed armor. He is eating injera with his hands, surrounded by people who offer him respect not just for his subscriber count, but for his presence. There is a moment where he is sitting among the people, the vibrant colors of the city, and the smell of roasting coffee beans filling the air. For a second, the barking stops. The frantic need to entertain the chat fades into the background. He experiences the warmth of a culture that values the slow, the communal, and the sacred. It was a rare instance where the speed of his life actually slowed down. In Ethiopia, the viral superstar was confronted with a reality that didn't care about the algorithm. He danced with the locals, not for a TikTok trend, but because the rhythm demanded it. He was a kid from Ohio finding a strange, temporary peace in the Horn of Africa. It was a reminder that, beneath the layers of internet, fame, and the psychological weight of being a global brand, there is still a human being looking for a connection that doesn't require a Wi-Fi signal. The cost of the crown. As the plane left Addis Ababa, the speed persona inevitably returned. The phone came back out. The chat started scrolling at a speed no human eye can actually read. The pressure to perform, to shock, and to grow returned with the force of a hurricane. This is the life of the modern idol. It is a world of incredible wealth and profound isolation. You are the most famous person in the room, but you are also the only one who isn't allowed to be tired. You have seen the entire world, but you have seen most of it through a viewfinder. Darren Watkins Jr. created a monster called IShowSpeed, and now he has to feed it every day. The journey from a quiet bedroom in Cincinnati to the streets of Ethiopia is a testament to the power of the digital age, but it is also a cautionary tale. It shows us that in the race for ultimate visibility, the hardest thing to keep sight of is yourself. The stream never really ends. It just buffers until the next location. And as the world watches, waiting for the next backflip or the next scream, one question remains: when the battery finally dies, who is the person sitting in the dark? Would you like me to explore the specific impact of another creator's global tour? Or perhaps dive into the technical evolution of the IRL streaming genre?